So I'm in traffic. I was flying my drones this morning right before work. This is my #1 drone here. Yesterday it broke an arm, but I took and put 2 pieces of arm together. So now actually both front arms have a sister to keep the arms functional. But it was flying, but I crashed a good time one time, and I'm not sure exactly what happened, but then I got it up and running and stuff again after I taped the camera down, and only the camera broke on that crash. It popped out the front, and part of the PCB for the camera broke, but it's this snap-off PCB edge that broke. So the camera works just fine, but the camera was mounted by kind of pressure fitting the PCB between the 2 plates, the top and bottom plate of the quadcopter. So now it's too big. So it's still zip tied to the top, but then I had to tape it at the bottom to kind of give it some stability. It still vibrated a little bit while flying, but I wasn't worried about it. But one of these rear motors, and I want to think it's this one, it wasn't spinning upright. It was kind of barking a little bit and then it was firing up. But I want to think that maybe the motor gave out, because what happened was then after I crashed and after I changed the battery and after I went out and I was flying, and I was flying well, and I flew way up and I was doing a big dive, a real gradual drop, but quite a big dive, and I was getting down, and after I got about all the way down to like 20 feet off the ground, suddenly the copter just started tumbling and it hit the ground and the battery popped off and it pulled my bad solder work. You see those 2 silver points? That's where the battery lead was supposed to connect. And so actually I don't have my voltmeter. These were looking really suspect and I have my good battery in there. So I'm really hoping that they weren't contacting, and it doesn't look like they were. So my battery should be fine, but hopefully my battery didn't short in the crash and take some damage. But it wasn't swollen. It didn't look like it discharged like that, but I couldn't measure it. And I didn't plug it into anything. I'll just measure it when I get home. If it's broken, it doesn't matter if I know right now. So gall dang it. I wonder if my motor blew or if an ESC blew, or I have no idea what happened. But I think that the motor just turned off or something and the copter tumbled to the ground. So I did switch back to flying this, but it was also flying unstable. It was having a hard time staying in control. But in good news, my night copter with the LEDs that I put on there, and nobody's seen that on any pictures or anything like that, because all my YouTube videos are just FPV, but I got a new VTX in the mail yesterday, and it's just one of these same, you know, TS5828, cheapy, inexpensive, but I'm gonna mount it, I'm gonna fly it, and I'm gonna love it and stuff, and then I'll have, anyways, 2 FPV copters that are gonna function. Because if I gotta wait for a motor, I'm kind of decided right now that I'm not gonna mount the 2204 to the copter that has 3 2205s on it. I'm just gonna fly at all 2205s because I don't want to destroy anything. And there might be some parking right there. I'm gonna try to double back and go get it. And I don't wanna add extra unwanted wear and tear from having unbalanced motors. I know that it would fly and the pin loop would compensate for any struggles that it was having based on, you know, the various motor sizes, but they're kind of, especially because I have some copters that are flying, I kind of want to fly it just with the 2205s, and then that copter has the power that it has, and that's what I've been really enjoying about the copter, is the power. I don't know, I don't think that my new batteries that are 45C burned the motor. I think I crashed the motor. And the reason why I don't think that the extra juice, because it definitely has more juice. It's definitely getting more juice. Unquestionably, a lot more power came out of it on those new batteries that are 45C than out of the 35C batteries that were my best performers, or any of the other batteries I've thought that are like 25C. And, I mean, no question, but I'm pretty sure that the ESC and motor combination should handle 4S. I'm not 100% sure, and they might not be the real motors that they say they are. I got the kit from AliExpress, but which is a Chinese, you know, budget retail site, and they say that they are Emax race spec 2205s. So they might be, but then, do you know, they might not. And I did buy a race spec 2205 for the last motor that I blew, and I think that one is this one right here. And I have to say that it did look different. The packaging was a little bit different, but that might not be important, and the labeling is a little different. It's more bold. But that actually, that might not be as significant as one might think. I mean, making a consistent decal, and also this decal, it looks like it's all smudgy. It looks like it's wrong. So even though it looks different than these ones, which are much more clear, that actually could just be that somebody didn't know what they were doing when they were running the machine. So I guess I'm out of commission here, and I gotta fix the battery plug, which the wire didn't break. I just did really crappy soldering on it this time around, so I'm just gonna have to do a better job soldering and remount it. I need a hotter soldering iron, and then I'm gonna test the motors to see if it's no good, and I guess I'm gonna have to order a new motor. And I'm not that stoked about the 15 bucks that I'm gonna have to spend to get one of these. So, bummer.